That's the education sector.
That's the education sector.
Let's quickly bring this particular story to you at this time, as the Academic Staff Union of University has threatened to stop rendering services after the next 2 weeks if President Bola Tinubu administration fails to pay public university lecturers their withheld salaries. As the national president of ASUU, Professor Emmanuel Osodeke, stated this while speaking on a national TV. He said it's unfair for the federal government to pay lecturers 4 months of their 2022 withheld salaries and withhold on to the remaining 3.5 months. Join us to discuss in the studio is the ASUU chairman of UNILAG, Dele Ashiru. Many thanks for joining us on the program this morning. We've just had the issue of the labor unions demanding more payment. ASUU is also demanding. Why all these demands at this time?
Yeah, thank you very much. Let me first say that I am the immediate past chairman of ASUU. I used to be chairman some months back. Okay. Somebody else is the chairman at the moment. ASUU is also a labor union. And as a labor union, the welfare of our members is one of our most, important priorities. And I think that out of all the labor unions in Nigeria, ASUU had been the most patient. We went on a strike action imposed on us for lack of implementation of an agreement we reached since 2009. Now, the recalcitrant government at that time felt that the way to browbeat us is to deploy the instruments of hunger and withhold our salaries. We persevered. We survived and went back to do all of those jobs for which our salaries were withheld. More than 1 year after, this current administration, who actually intervened when we were on strike, in a manner we thought was patriotic, and that when such government, comes into saddle, all of these issues will be quickly resolved and return the university system back to the path of progress. It is therefore shocking. It is surprising that 1 year after, it is still impossible to sit down with this government at whatever level, either to even talk about those issues, nor find a permanent, resolution to them. So it's a shocking situation that we have found ourselves.
Is this particular government not fair enough to at least pay 4 months out of the 8 months? If you recall that in 2022, it was an 8-month strike, yeah, where that particular government of President Muhammadu Buhari initiate the no work, no pay rule. What do you make of that?
Well, you see, let me say that no government is doing a worker a favor by paying his salaries, by paying its wages. It is a pity that we are in a democracy, so-called, that, tramples on all the ethos of democracy.
Were the lecturers at the point of their duty as at that time, going on 8 months salary, 8 months strike?
Yes. Why not?
Were they on duty?
Yes.
So why did the government then initiate the no work?
Government recklessness, government's arrogance. Governments believe that because we are government, we can do whatever we like and nobody will challenge us.
You have to be careful with your choice of words at this time, because...
How do you mean? I am saying what the government of the day at that time represented. And it's not controvertible. I mean, for goodness sake, you imposed a condition on the people. They reacted by first, if you recall very carefully, we started a rolling strike, thinking that government will quickly resolve those issues. They never did. And then you imposed a strange, draconian rule of no work, no pay, for which the courts have even quashed. And today, go and check. All the jobs, especially the teaching component of our job, had been concluded. If you look at all Nigerian universities today, they are running the current session, and none of our students have raised any question as to whether they are held back consequent upon that strike action. So it's only fair that our wages be paid, and no government is doing us any favor.
So,
so doing.
You are going, threatening a 2-week action, right? You're going to go on strike in 2 weeks, right?
If government remains recalcitrant.
So is there any room for negotiations here and there?
Oh, our union is always open to negotiation. In fact, we had to get to this point because we are practically being ignored. Let me give you an example. In the last 1 year, either the president himself, President Bola Tinubu, or his ministers, or those working with him, have met with our students not less than twice. Up to now, in spite of all the efforts, informal contacts, formal writing, sending emissaries, up to now, the government has not found time to sit down with the best brains in the country.
So now, with your plan to embark on strike, what if nothing is done about it? What if the government did not even respond to your requests? What will happen next?
We meet and review the situation and take our decision and brief you. I am not in a position here to say the union will do A, B, or C, or D. We have our procedures. If 2 weeks, nothing, the president will summon us to a meeting. We review all of the issues and then take a decision. And you will be so communicated.
Mr. Ashiru,
yes,
is strike the way out of these challenges?
Please suggest some other ways.
So why do we keep going on strike when we have issues with the government?
Yeah, because, you see, it's easier to wake somebody who is sleeping. But it's most difficult to wake somebody who is pretending to sleep. I'll give you one example. We have been, every successive government in Nigeria will come and dissolve governing councils in our universities. When you dissolve governing councils, you hold people's career. You allow the university to become autocratic. You allow administrators to rule according to their whims and caprices outside the law. Now, for 1 year, we've been clamoring, constitute governing council, constitute governing council. The very moment we rose from our last NEC meeting, saying that either you constitute those committees, those councils, or we go on strike, now government is responding. Before, nobody is talking to us.
Does it seem like it seem like the union is trying to hold government by the jugular?
No. Why? I mean,
because this government is almost a year, and it seems like you're pushing a lot of demands on the government to deliver when it's trying to find its pace.
Which government? Government is continuum. Even the president himself asks us not to pity him. Why are you pitying him? He said he asked for the job and that they should hold him accountable if he's not doing the job.
When you say government is a continuum, is it not just rhetorics?
Oh, are you saying that our president is being rhetorical?
No, because we have administration after administration say these same things, yet we have issues like
that's because, our democracy is evolving. So citizens must continue to hold our leaders accountable. We have to put them on their toes.
I agree.
Also, part of it is to understand, the challenges confronting a nation and have a blueprint for resolving them. So you can't excuse any government because, look, when we held the last election, the entire country knew that there are issues with us. And what are those issues? That there are issues that even border on the progress, the development of our society. Like you said, human capital development. Graduates who will work here and there, teach your children, work in the hospitals, construct buildings, etc. So that sector is too important to be treated.
Is that why the demands are endless?
The demands are not endless.
From 2009, the agitation is still on to
the demands. Yeah, the demands are the same, and you should pity us if you've been asking the same question since 2009, and in 2024, those questions are still yet to be answered. There are no new ones.
So you go on strike.
The questions remains the same.
So you go on strike now. What happens to the students?
What happens to the students?
Yes.
They will also join us in putting pressure on the state to do what is right. I just told you now that the last strike action, in spite of the punitive measures, we still denied ourselves all the comfort to ensure that they didn't lose anything. So if you have a group of patriotic Nigerians working in that so assiduously to save a nation on the brink of precipice, I think that what we need is encouragement and not the kind of vilification that we get everywhere.
We hope that ASUU will open the room for that.
The rooms are open. They are not closed.
The federal government.
We are even waiting. If we are called today, we will meet government today. We are always open to dialogue.
Former ASUU chairman of Unilag, Dele Ashiru, many thanks for joining us on the program.
Thank you very much
this morning
for this invitation.